Hello and welcome back. In this section, we will focus on configuring all interfaces, including the management interface, the three ISP connections, and the upstream internet interface. Let's configure the NIC number 1 or management interface. Configuring the management interface on VMnet 0 or bridge interface. This interface is directly connected to my home or office network to get the SSH connection for managing and complete administration. Let's assign an IP address to the management interface. Make sure you are in the configuration mode. Type configure, press enter. Now type set space interface Ethernet 0 is my management interface, space address. Now type the IP address 192.168.11.190/24. Press enter. Now type set interfaces Ethernet 0. Type the description. This is my management interface. Press enter. Now type the commit and don't forget to save. Now setting up SSH on this interface, make sure you are in the configure mode. Type set space service space SSH space port 22. Press enter. Now again type commit. Any changes you make on the configuration will not take effect until committed using the commit command in configuration mode. Now type save. Use this command to preserve configuration changes upon reboot. Always make sure to perform this step whenever executing a command or making configuration changes. Now verify that the host machine can establish an SSH connection to the VyOS router using the management IP. Open the PuTTY utility. Enter the IP address 192.168.11.190 and click open. Accept the default SSH fingerprint and now enter the default username, which is VyOS. Press enter and the password to login. Here you go. You will now have access to the VyOS router console. Here is my management interface. Now proceed to configure NIC number 2 or Ethernet 1 as the interface for ISP1. Now assign a static IP 10.10.1.1/24 to the ISP1 interface. Make sure you are in the configure terminal. Type set interfaces Ethernet 1. Type address 10.10.1.1/24. Now type set interfaces Ethernet 1. Type the description. This is ISP1. Press enter. Type commit and don't forget to type save and press enter. Now type show interfaces to verify that an IP address has been assigned to the Ethernet 1 interface. As this is the ISP1 interface, you can connect the firewall WAN interface to this port and set the WAN interface to a static IP within this range, for example 10.10.1.10/24, in order to get connected with this ISP1. Here we have configured Ethernet 1 for ISP1 interface. Now proceed to configure NIC number 3 or Ethernet 2 in VyOS router as the interface for ISP2. Assigning static IP 10.10.2.1/24 to this interface. Make sure you are in the configure mode. Type set interfaces Ethernet 2 address 10.10.2.1/24. Press enter. Now set the description. Set interfaces Ethernet 2 description ISP2. Press enter. Now type the commit. Now type run show interfaces. To confirm, we have assigned the IP address on this interface for ISP2. Since this is the ISP2 interface, we will configure it as a DHCP server to assign IP address settings automatically. Next, you can connect the firewall WAN interface to this port and configure the WAN interface as a DHCP to automatically receive IP address settings from the DHCP server for internet connectivity. To configure and enable the DHCP server on ISP2, we have a several commands to execute on the CLI. First, make sure you are in the configuration mode. Type set space service DHCP server, type the network name ISP2 and the subnet range. Press enter. The next command is we have to edit DHCP server shared network and set the range. I will start my range from 10.10.2.100 and to stop this range from to 10.10.2.150. Now set the default router, which is my ISP interface. Set the DNS address. Set the domain name. This is my domain name, itkb.local. Set the subnet ID, which is 10. And now don't forget to type commit and save the changes. Alright, we have completed the DHCP server commands. Next, we configured this interface to the firewall WAN interface, enabling automatic retrieval of IP address settings. On the customer firewall, ensure that the WAN interface is set to DHCP to obtain an IP address from the 10.10.2.0/24 range. Now proceed to configure NIC number 4 or Ethernet 3 in VyOS router as the interface for ISP3. Now assign a static IP 10.10.3.1/24 to the ISP3 interface. Make sure you are in the configuration mode. Type set interfaces Ethernet 3 address 10.10.3.1/24. Press enter. Now set the description to Ethernet 3. Description is ISP3. Press enter. Type commit. Now type run show interfaces to verify that an IP address has been assigned to the Ethernet 3 interface. Since this is the ISP3 interface, we will configure both a PPPoE server and a DHCP server on this interface. The customer or firewall will use a PPPoE dialer to establish a connection and automatically receive IP address settings. Next, connect the firewall WAN interface to this port and configure the WAN interface as a PPPoE client. This will enable it to dial the connection and automatically obtain IP address settings from the DHCP server for internet connectivity. To configure and enable PPPoE server, make sure you are in the configuration mode. First, set the PPPoE server access concentrator. Press enter. Now create a local user account and their password. User 1 is a local account and the password is the same, user 1. Now configure the authentication. I would preferably set MSCHF version 2. Now configure the authentication mode to local. And after that, configure DHCP server for PPPoE server. Here I have to release a set of commands. Now type the commit and don't forget to save the settings. Alright, we have completed the PPPoE and DHCP server configuration settings for ISP3. The next step is to connect and configure the firewall WAN interface to this ISP3 connection and set up the PPPoE dialer on it. The firewall must use valid PPPoE user credentials to establish the connection and enabling the automatic retrieval of IP address settings. On the customer firewall, ensure that the WAN interface is configured to first dial PPPoE to connect and obtain an IP address from the 10.10.3.0/24 range. Now proceed to configure NIC number 5 or Ethernet 4 in VyOS router as the internet interface. This will connect to your home or office internet. Set this adapter to NAT mode to automatically receive IP address settings from the DHCP or NAT. Make sure you are in the configuration mode. Type set interfaces Ethernet 4. Description internet uplink. Press enter. Now type set interfaces Ethernet 4 address, set it to DHCP. Now type run show interface. Type commit to save the changes. Now run the same command, run show interfaces. Here you go. Verify that an IP address has been assigned to Ethernet 4 interface. Type save to save the changes. You can now see that the interface Ethernet 4 is the internet interface for this lab. It has been assigned an IP address via DHCP from my home router, and NAT has been enabled for translation. Hello and welcome back. In this section, we will focus on enabling NAT on ISP1, ISP2 and ISP3 in VyOS router. To enable NAT on your VyOS router and allow internet access from ISP1, ISP2 and ISP3 through the internet interface, which is Ethernet 4, you can follow these steps. Set up the NAT rules for each interface is essential in order to allow the internet. Use the set NAT source command to configure NAT for each of the internal interfaces for Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2 and Ethernet 3. For example, make sure you are in the configure mode and execute these commands. NAT set source rule, rule number 10. Outbound interface name is Ethernet 1 and the same command and the network range and the NAT source rule for masquerade or enabling the NAT. Same we have to execute for ISP2, same for ISP3. Now commit and save the configuration. Here are some best practices for setting up NAT on a VyOS router. Use masquerade for dynamic IPs. If your external interface, for example Ethernet 4 in my lab, gets its IP address dynamically via DHCP, use the masquerade option for NAT translation. This ensures the NAT rules adapts to IP changes. Number 2 is organize NAT rules. Assign rule number logically, for example group related rules together to make the configuration easier to manage and troubleshoot. Number 3 is limit NAT scope. Be specific with source and destination addresses to avoid unintended traffic translation. For example, define subnets explicitly 10.10.1.0/24 instead of using broader ranges. Number 4 is monitor NAT translation. Regularly check active NAT translation using this command. This helps identify any issues or unusual traffic pattern. Number 5 is combine NAT with firewall rules. Use firewall rules to control traffic flow and enhance security. For example, block unnecessary inbound traffic on the external interface. Number 6 is avoid overloading NAT. If you have a large number of devices, ensure the NAT pool has enough IPs to handle the connections. For example, one IP address can handle approximately 256 devices due to port limitations. Number 7 is document configuration. Keep a record of your NAT rules and their purposes. This is especially helpful for troubleshooting or when making changes. Number 8 is test after configuration. Verify connectivity from internal networks to the internet and ensure NAT is functioning as expected. Number 9 is update VyOS regularly. Keep your VyOS router system updated to benefit from the latest features, bug fixes, and security patches. And number 10 is use logging for troubleshooting. Enable logging for NAT rules to diagnose issues effectively. These practices will help you maintain a robust and secure NAT setup on VyOS router.